My name is Elva Moreira Marcelino de Castro. I am from Brazil. I am the ambassador of Brazil to Jamaica and the permanent representative of Brazil to ISA. I see the UNCLOS, that's the umbrella of the ISA, as one of the most important achievements, I think, in the international law arena. Because the UNCLOS addressed a lot of challenges that the society, countries have faced along the decades. And considering the importance of the UNCLOS, especially the set of rules that it established for the marine protection and for also laying the basis for the use of the marine resources on a more equitable way, and this is something that I consider extremely relevant. The UNCLOS is the pillar of the governance of the sea. I remember to have read one interesting article of Mr. Lodge when he said that UNCLOS actually is the Constitution. The Constitution, the maximum framework, legal framework to regulate the activities on the oceans. Well, I think that first of all, the UNCLOS has managed to create different zones in the sea, has defined what is the territorial sea when established 12 nautical mile exclusive economic zone within 200 nautical miles, and at the same time given a special treatment, special, I would say, regime for the archipelagic states. This is one important aspect. The second aspect, I think, is the fact that the UNCLOS has established also clear rules for the marine scientific research, so fostering the possibility of great international cooperation between countries, between institutions, between individuals. So it means that it's a great achievement in terms of marine science. The fact also that the UNCLOS has declared the seabed resources in the area, it means beyond the national jurisdiction, as the mining, as I would say, the common heritage of mankind, is a great contribution to the governance of the sea, because this is an area of conflicting interests. One of the aspects that UNCLOS is extremely, I would say, important, and at the same time it embodies a lot of challenges, is the fact that UNCLOS has declared that the seabed resources beyond the national jurisdiction is a common heritage of mankind. That's an amazing achievement, but of course to implement this is not easy, and that's why I see the current role of the ISA as extremely strategic, because ISA is the authority designated under the umbrella of the UNCLOS to regulate the mining, the seabed mining, under two perspectives: protecting the environment, preserving, conserving, but at the same time creating a framework, a legal framework that also allows for the exploitation of the seabed resources. I think that we have to take the opportunity also to celebrate also the achievements of the ISA. Why? Because ISA has been one of the most important instruments of implementing the convention. How? It strengthened the role, it strengthened through its mandate and even through voluntary commitments, the governance of the ocean through the regulations and a set of rules that ISA has been developing. ISA has been developing, according to fulfilling the mandate, the mining code. Otherwise, I don't know what kind of fights we could have between countries, between different stakeholders with conflicting interests. This is extremely important achievement. I think that ISA has been also fostering this possibility to have a wider spectrum of cooperation between countries, between regions, between scholars, between different stakeholders. And this is a great achievement and a great contribution to the marine scientific research. ISA has done some very important thing also. Giving to, especially to developing countries, the possibility to benefit from programs of capacity building. That's extremely important, I think, and it's a way to apply the principle of benefit sharing. That's extremely important in my view. We cannot underestimate the big impact and sometimes unpredictable impact of climate change, and also the unpredictable impact of human-driven activities, because both may damage the marine resource, the marine environment in an irreversible way. This is our main challenge, because it's very difficult for us to address, for example, the loss, the harm to ecosystem. A lot of demand, especially that developed the last decades, from the industry, from private sector, and even for governments to have more access to marine mineral resources in the seafloor, in the seabed. This is something that I see as challenging, because competing interests make this task extremely delicate and extremely challenging. But I trust that the current discussion of the mining code is addressing the issues on taking into perspective different points of view of the stakeholders. And I trust that we are going to in the end, to manage to have a code that responds properly to this challenge. At the same time, I think that UNCLOS, despite being a comprehensive and a set of rules that are very precise and very clear, at the same time, what is very interesting is that UNCLOS is not a closed window. It contains built-in flexibilities that allow us for new developments in the international arena, especially on the law of the sea. And that's why it allows us to now try to design a mining code, but at the same time, what is, for example, the efforts of the United Nations to achieve a convention on the conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. It means that we are going to have some progress in the area of the law of the sea that responds to new demands in a changing world. And this is something that's amazing. That it means that the future is something that we still don't know. We are working today to create this future, but we have this possibility because UNCLOS has this precise rules, but at the same time it gives us this opportunity to evolve. ISA, mas eu quero desejar muito sucesso, né? Muito sucesso. Primeiro, muito êxito nas celebrações, mas também muito sucesso a todos aqueles que têm trabalhado pelo bem da humanidade, pelo bem dos oceanos, pelo bem da preservação dos oceanos como um patrimônio da humanidade.